live.
Preview.
Hello, everybody.
Right, whatever.
Good evening.
Gonna remove a couple of things from our show, so because they're not premium, I guess. So there you go. All right, you ready?
What's that?
Here we go. Count it.
I'm ready.
I'm just doing some stuff. All right.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag,
to the flag,
the
the United States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
For all. Justice for all, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of a bad song to be playing for the middle of winter, I guess. There we go. We'll turn it down a little bit. That is Bananarama, Cruel, Cruel Summer. We're going to back out of that and let my brother take over with his music so he can do his thing.
Turn it down a little bit. Rick and Jeff!
Unfiltered, ladies and gentlemen. You are about to get the unfiltered Brothers Bennett's. Brothers Bennett's, Rick and Jeff Unfiltered.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there, ladies and gents. Are you ready to ride? Are you ready to ride?
Don't know.
Yeah, here we go. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight. All kinds of fires going on all over California. I think the whole state's on fire.
Fires going on.
Earlier this week.
Not the whole state, but,
Selection of people for Trump's cabinet going on. 4 more days, and Trump will be president. That's the end of our democracy as we know it. So here we go. Well,
that's what some people said, so we'll find out. We will find out shortly. Yeah. Some people did say it was going to be the end of our democracy. So what do we got? 1, 2.
A lot of them said
3,
it.
4
days.
I
can't wait. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the end of our democracy. I'm just saying.
I'm actually looking forward to these clowns that are deciding to leave the great United States of America because Canada is going to be so much better to them. It'll be great. Trudeau's out. Pierre's in. And he'll become the 54th state of the United States. So all these people that left America to go to Canada to get away from Trump will be the #1 citizens and the #1 new addition to the United States of America, Canada, the 51st state of America. So, yeah, maybe they'll go to Greenland too. You never know. So,
and maybe we'll get Greenland in there too. You never know.
Yeah, I think I'm not really sure why the sudden interest in Greenland came up, but it does look like we're going to be helping them gain.
Well, do you know, the only base that we have there is a Space Force base.
Oh, do we have a Space Force?
And who started Space Force?
That would be Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump, President.
Yes, it was
Donald J. Trump. Trump, President number 45, about to be number 47. 4 days.
Let me turn this light off here.
All right. Turn the light off.
There you go. And in case anybody didn't notice, I'm limping around here. I had a little golf accident, believe it or not. And
how'd that happen?
Yeah, so in the golf. Yeah, well, me and Brad were golfing, and Brad's never driven before, so we were hoping to get him driving. We golfed 18 one day. He did fine. Dulcie Bennett is watching. Hello, sweetheart. How you doing?
Dulcie.
And so the first day is on the 15th hole. Going to the 15th hole, we round this corner to the right, and there's this bush right here. And he drives the cart, and I got to push the bush back. He's hitting me with the bush, and so the next time we went. He goes, see, I didn't get you in the bush. The very next corner, he was going too fast, flipped the golf cart, landed on both our legs, and I got a contusion in my right foot, sprained ankle, and a big road burn on my foot. Also have a small hairline fracture in my fibula. So I went to Dominican Republic to recover, and that was a good place to go. You know what I'm saying? So
isn't that how
I was having fun down there? Well, I did it that way.
That's the way you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah.
almost die in a golf cart and then go to the Dominican Republic and hang out on the beach for 5 or 7 days. So, what could go wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, anyways,
Yeah.
that's where that is. That's why I was limping over to turn the light off. Left foot. Yes, it was my left foot, sweetheart.
Call him.
Yeah.
Her,
So, anyways, we back from Dominican Republic. We're hanging out. We haven't done a show since election day, and we're almost to inauguration day, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for the end of democracy as we know it. There will be no more elections once Donald J. Trump is president. I heard that one before too. So all elections are done. We never have to worry about them anymore. The end of our democracy. Oligarchs is the new one now. We got oligarchs going to run the country.
Yeah.
Scare tactics. Vote for me or you'll die is basically what the Democrats are saying. I'm tired of the Democrats. I've been one my whole life until a couple of years ago, and this is the reason I got away from them people because they're just stupid. They divide us in a way to try to control us, and it really came about to me when COVID started and the 14 days to curb the spread, and that ended up in 2 years. And I will never let my government do that to me again. I will go to jail if it ever happens again because I'm going to double Johnny Cash him, and I'm done with it. That's it. So anyways, we got fires in California.
We do, yeah.
Lot of
in LA.
This
County,
may wake the Democrats up out there. What's that?
In LA County, just to be clear.
LA County, most of them,
I
right
in
in
Orange County, California. No fires here right now. We had fires.
How far are you away from
months ago?
Yeah.
Probably about a 50-minute drive. So.
Oh, so they're not that close, and the wind's going the other direction most of the time too, right?
Yeah, going towards the ocean. So, and it pretty much burnt everything it could. Last I heard, because they burnt right to the ocean. When the fire comes down the mountain into the canyons and into the ocean, there's nowhere else for it to go. So it's like it's pretty much over.
Right. Once it gets to the ocean, it's not going any further. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But I think it burned over 1,500 homes or over 2,000 homes. 150,000 people displaced from the fires.
Actually, I heard 12,000 structures is what I heard today.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the whole city of Palisades Heights is burnt to the ground.
Matty Simungal is watching. Hello, Matty.
I don't know who that is, but welcome.
That's our friend. Dulcie and I's friend.
Oh, good. I gotta show you this. See if I can find this again real quick. So I'm looking at, it says I'm trying to relog into the Facebook account, and it says we sent you a Facebook notification. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I get this. Sandra Thomas sent you friend request. I'm like, have you ever heard of Sandra Thomas? I was like, well, maybe I got some. There's some mutual followers on there, right? So I look at Sandra Thomas. I'm pretty sure that Sandra Thomas is not a friend that I know.
I got the same one, brother. Maybe she's watching our podcast or something,
Maybe she's from Linden, Michigan. She's single.
So Dulcie says that she's my sister-in-law from Trinidad.
Sandra Thomas is
who Matty is. Matty is Dulcie's sister-in-law from Trinidad.
It's like,
I can't get this stuff to show up, and
I was about to hit confirm. I'm pretty glad I didn't. That wouldn't go over very well.
Yeah, don't do that.
My wife was like, "Who the hell is Sandra?" I don't know. I thought it was Dulcie's sister-in-law from Trinidad. Too late.
No, not that one, Matty. Matty. So anyways, we got a bunch of fires going on in California. A lot of reasoning out there why the fires are worse than they had to be for sure. And maybe some of them could have been avoided. We don't know for sure about that, but possibility, because I saw a story where they said a bunch of years ago that California was supposed to replace all the old electrical wires with new ones. And they decided they couldn't afford it or put it off. James Nickerson's on. Hello, Uncle Jimmy. How you doing, brother?
Nowhere else to go but up.
Yes, go Trump. So, anyway, so They didn't do that, and the electric company said that around the time that one of the fires started, the wind was blowing and there were sparks coming from the wires. So
Yeah,
don't know
I
if
live in
that's how they
California.
started.
I hadn't even heard that. I live in California, hadn't even heard that. So, which I think I
Yeah.
find is very funny. So, but on
Well,
that note,
government. Okay, go ahead.
I was having a conversation with one of my customers. He's an environmentalist, right? And my brother and I have talked about it, and we, kind of make jokes occasionally about environmentalist wackos, and I would say he's an environmentalist. He's, really nice guy. I was having a civil conversation with him about it, and he said something I never really thought of. He goes, What could anyone have done with more water when you have 100 mile an hour winds and sparks blowing all over for miles? I was like, you kind of have a point. I said, but the problem is that you don't know because there's no water in the fire hydrants, there's no water in the reservoir, there's no water anywhere. So whether or not they could have done anything with it if they had water, you don't know. But
So here's the
I don't
thing
know.
about that. I've heard that too. I've heard 100-mile-an-hour winds. What are you going to do? The problem is, and like I said, you couldn't have stopped it. There's no way.
Right.
But you could have made it better.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yep.
could have made it better if you had
Yeah,
if you had water in the fire hydrants, if you had enough water to keep dousing whatever you could have made it better. Okay,
Yeah,
could you have
or-
stopped it? No way. No way.
Or if
Once it
you
was
had all
started, there's
the,
no stop.
Yeah, or if you had all the high wind warnings and all that stuff, and you decided, you know what, we're gonna send out our planes with flame retardant on it. We're gonna pour some flame retardant on the houses, right? So there might have been a fire. There might have been less houses burned if you had some pre-soaked flame retardant houses, But nobody knows because the mayor's out of town. The vice mayor was under investigation because he decided to basically pull a fire alarm for the city because he didn't want to take a test or some Barbara Streisand stuff. So he was under investigation. So basically nobody's running the chicken coop, just all these foxes going around like, hey, what's going on around here? Let's check it out.
My first thought when I heard the mayor's out of town, my first thought was, oh well, you can't predict these things. But then I hear some stories. One is she told the New York Times that she would never go out of country if she was elected mayor.
Right.
And she's been out of country 4 or 5 times. Secondly, before she left, she was warned that the winds were going to pick up and it's very high fire danger, and she went anyway. So now my thinking turned around. You know what? Yeah, she is an idiot for leaving.
And when I brought that up to the guy I was talking to about, the Santa Ana winds, he goes, it's January. We don't normally have Santa Ana winds in January. I'm like, well, technically you're right. Usually it's the summer months. You have the Santa Ana winds blowing, or in the fall. I said, but they obviously had warning to know that there was high wind warnings, right? And that was before she went to Uganda or wherever the heck she went to, so. Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, I hear what you're saying. Electric companies are responsible for some of the fires. Nobody's made that claim yet. I mean, there's people that don't live in the state of California that have made that claim. They're obviously man-made fires. They've caught several people after the fact going around trying to light stuff on fire. Still, one of the guys they caught, some citizens caught him until the police showed up. And the police showed up and they arrested him and they charged him not for starting the fire because they said he didn't have enough evidence, but he had a warrant out for his arrest for something else. It's like,
right. They've changed that since then. They've changed that since then. I'm pretty sure they have arrested him for arson. I'm pretty sure. I saw on the news tonight. Actually, I think that they did. Uncle Jimmy, the electric companies actually said that there were high winds and there were sparks coming from the wires about the same time one of those fires started, but there's no absolute proof that that's what caused the fire, but it was happening and it could be the reason. We were talking about this right before you came on, that California was supposed to change all their wiring and they decided to save the money and not change the wiring. They're supposed to change it to stuff that was better when high winds came around. They didn't do it. That was one of the things Newsom turned down.
Also, Bass was. I heard.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
any
do have videos
specifics.
of a tower lit up. You're absolutely right, Uncle Jimmy.
Right.
But that was after the fire started that
Post-fire,
happened.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also a story that I heard that they were planning on replacing the wooden telephone poles with metal ones.
Yes.
And
That was part of it. That was part of it. Yeah.
But there's an environmentalist that was complaining it would do damage to the scrub brush or whatever like that. I'm like, okay, so look on the freaking hill. Look on the hill in Palisades Heights. Tell me if there's any scrub brush left up there. Right? There's no scrub brush.
Yeah, there was some endangered
they got no
flower.
metal poles. They got no metal poles at all.
Right.
You know, but the problem is we need people that have some common sense. That's really what we need. We need people that are in leadership.
Uncle Jimmy, yeah, they're saying people would be better off without power. You're right, except now they're blaming the reason why they didn't have water is because they shut the power off and they didn't have any pumps, which I think is a lie. But that's them trying to cover their ass because they ran out of water. They had 3 million gallon tanks of water for fires, just for fires that's there. And they ran out of those 3 tanks within the first 7 hours of the fire. So
right, but they had
it's a bad
100. They had 150 million gallon reservoir that they had drained because they're trying to replace some type of tarp cover or something like that of the undercovering of the reservoir.
Right.
And it's been that way for over a year. Nobody's done anything to it. Right. They have, and the fire department didn't know there was no reservoir, no water in the reservoir. And these, I don't even want to get started on the whole DEI ridiculous stuff in our LA fire department because
there's so much going on there. Newsom's trying to blame it on someone else. It wasn't his fault. They haven't taken care of the forest in many, many, many years. They used to have roads through the forest for fire breaks, and so they could get vehicles into the forest. They stopped doing that, so that couldn't happen. They don't cut the brush down.
Fire trucks can pump from the water hydrants, but if there's no water in the water hydrant, it doesn't matter how much the pump.
But you're right, Uncle Jimmy.
Is working.
So what he's saying is their claim that the electricity wasn't working is a false claim, which we understand. They're lying. They're absolutely right. They're lying that that's the reason why they ran out of water for sure. But yeah. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I don't know if Californians have had enough of these idiots finally or not. We'll find out. But I hope at least this keeps Newsom from trying to run for president.
Ooh,
I hope at least we get that.
Watching Destiny Mitchell. Hi, Destiny.
Hey, Destiny.
We are staying safe.
She must be on your friend list, brother.
Yep, she's a really nice woman. She's got 2 kids. Her husband's a Marine. I met her and her husband at one of the.
Well, thank you for his service.
Things.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank him for his service for sure. She's an amazing woman. I see some of the stuff she's doing on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, you got a lot more energy than I ever had when I was your age. But yeah, so thank you, Destiny, for listening. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and your husband are doing well. I think she's in North Carolina area, if I remember correctly. But anyway,
yeah. So, anyways,
she's not on our feet.
Hopefully the people will finally have enough over there, and they will get some new. The California did go towards Republican in the last election.
Yes, it went more
not
red.
far enough, but this may change it because these fools, they come in there, they have no explanation, they try to lie their way out of it, and lying their way out of it has worked for them in the past because no one holds their feet to the fire. Okay, but now hopefully some people, they're getting their feet held to the fire, and I'm wondering if this could be the last straw for people who have been on the fence. My house burned down now because these fools. And like I said, we don't know how much of a difference it could have made if they did the right things, but it would have made a difference for sure. Okay,
you think it would have made it a little bit of a difference if nothing else. Maybe you would have only had half of the house burned to the ground or something. So.
Well, yeah, and if you had all the things we talked about, that they didn't do that they should have done. The metal poles, the new wires, the fire breaks in the woods, cleaning up the brush, maybe some controlled fires out of season. If they did all those things, who knows? Maybe there wouldn't even have been a fire. We don't know. We'll never know because they don't do it. And hopefully Californians have had enough, and they will figure it out. Another thing too, while we're talking about California fires, is seems to me like the government is giving them a better response than they gave the people in North Carolina, Tennessee,
Oh yeah,
for the hurricane.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. I mean, the people
You
in
know?
North Carolina are in 3 mile lines just to get propane right now because it's winter time. They have
Right.
no heat, and FEMA's closed, right? FEMA's coming to California with their arms open wide. Oh, we love you guys. We want to help you guys. We'll give you every a single dime penny that you need. We're gonna start you off with $770, and we're gonna go from there. Because somebody needs $770.
Yeah.
People that live in these these houses are anywhere from $3 to $33 million or up, the value of these houses, and people are like, they don't need $770 to go get food for their kids. They pretty much have the wherewithal to get food for their kids, but the FEMA is going to come in. Joe Biden's going to step in. He's going to make his claim on the California fires that he's going to do something. And by the way, he's a great grandpa now too. I'm a great grandpa.
Yeah.
So
I got some good news on top of all your houses burning down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uncle Jimmy saying good night. I think
he's
he's leaving. If you are, good night, Uncle Jimmy, and God bless you too.
Good night. God bless you too. Yeah. Yeah. So
anyways,
you got Gavin Newsom. You got Karen Bass. I think her name is. And then you have Joe Biden. They're all trying to, get their foot in the door and make it look like they're trying to do something. The problem is they didn't really care about North Carolina. When North Carolina was wiped out, almost wiped off the face of the planet, they didn't do squat for them, And there's places where these helicopters are doing jet wash on the fundraising and the food that people are putting together, and I'm like, somebody needs to shoot one of those things down, right? If you're gonna fly over our donation area and you're gonna do a little jet wash on our donation area, then those North Carolinas need to start shooting at that plane. I don't care. It's obviously not a U.S. plane because they're going against the U.S.
Anil was watching. Hello, Anil.
Excuse me.
He picked us up from the airport on our way back from Dominican Republic, and we went out and partied at the Yard House and had a good time. Having a good evening, I hope, Anil. We're just sitting here BSing, me and my brother. That's what we're good at, so that's what we're doing.
We're good at it for sure. So
yeah.
So I think beating the California horse to death. So
well, I don't think we can beat it enough, but you're right. We should stop. So God bless America. God bless President Trump. Yeah, well, Uncle Jimmy, rumor has it in 4 days, it's the end of our democracy. There will be no more elections, and the oligarchs are taking over. That's all I got to say. It's what I've been hearing. So, we can't blame Joe Biden because he is not mentally stable to do anything. Unfortunately, he's doing what someone else is writing for him to say, Dulcie says. Yes, you're absolutely right, sweetheart.
Yep.
And I would go into my normal thing about somebody helping him and getting him out of there, but we only got 4 days left.
Yeah, we got 4
What's
days.
the sense?
Hey, excuse me for a second.
I still think
my throat is really dry. I'll be right back.
All right. I still think that Jill Biden should be charged with elderly abuse, and so should any Democrat to help keep him in there, because he obviously is not up to the job. And it's unbelievable how everybody said how great he was. And then after his debate, they all turned their backs on him and kicked him out of office, or kicked him out of the re-election. So he didn't have a chance. Of course, he thinks he could win. He would have won. That's what he thinks, but he doesn't know any better. I feel really bad for him, and hopefully he can, once 4 more days is up, he can go on the beach and relax all the time he wants. Now he can be on vacation the rest of his life, and hopefully they'll take good care of him, and he will live as comfortably as possible. I know it's a bad, if what he has is what I think it is, which is dementia, Alzheimer's kind of stuff. It's not good. It doesn't get better. And hopefully he can stay as comfortable as possible and he lives the rest of his life out uh, in comfort. That's all we can ask.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But yeah,
I think he's a terrible president, but I don't want to wish him ill will or anything like that. My brother's been
right.
wishing his wonderful wife, Dr. Jill Biden, would take him out of the White House 3 years ago. So and in
Yeah, we've been talking about this for
loving
3
manner,
years.
not like a an assassination attempt like they did on Donald Trump. In a loving
Yeah.
manner,
Yeah.
taking him out of the White House.
Yeah.
Because
Article
the guy's
25 or
yeah. You got to ask yourself, who the hell's been running our country for the last 4 years? Because obviously it wasn't this man. And
it's
the
Obama,
question is,
I
yeah,
think.
well, all these
I
people
think.
that said, "Oh, he's running circles around us. He's got more energy than us, and he's way loud and blah 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 blah." All these people need to be held accountable. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how you
so
hold them accountable for lying because everybody does it up there. I think they something should happen for sure. And we, like I said, we've been talking about this for 3 years. And anytime anybody said something like what Jeff just said, we were like, "You're so full of shit! Holy
Right.
crap! You're lying." And so like I was thinking today. So we got the what's that guy's name?
Ukraine
He's
prayer.
the no, he's the guy that does. He's in charge of the border. He's in charge. He's the Secretary of Defense. What's his
Holman?
name? Blinken.
Oh, Blinken.
Blinken. So
Yeah.
he gets up there and he's talking about all these things. This is last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that. He's talking about the stuff that's going on over there in Gaza and whatever. And I know he lied about the border. He lied about the
Right.
border is secure. Blah 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 blah. Everything he says now, I question. He's up there talking. He sounds good. I go, "You're full of shit. I can't believe a word you say because I know you lied about the border. What stopped you from lying about this? I don't know."
Nothing.
His credibility is shot. Okay, I'm glad he's resigning so he doesn't have to be fired. Either way, it would have been okay with me. But once someone, it's like all these people that were sticking up for Biden, anybody who listens to anything they say now is just not paying attention to stuff. I mean, it's just, oh, it's okay. They lied about Trump, or it's okay. They lied about this, that because it's okay. And I know someone in our family actually told me that. I don't care. I don't care because Trump lost. That's the first election. I don't care because Trump lost. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going down a path we probably don't need to go down tonight. But whatever.
We can move
you just
on.
can't trust these guys. Once they lie, you should never trust them again, ever. Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not talking about little lies. I'm talking about the big lies.
Yeah.
Because everybody tells little white lies. It is what it is. But if you
Smartest
say
man in the
our
room.
president is, smartest, he's running circles around us, or that the border is secure, you can't trust these people. They'll say whatever it takes to keep their jobs and to keep in power. It's ridiculous. Oh, I went on a rant. I digress. I'm sorry.
James Nickerson
There
just
we go.
came on my side. I'm not sure why that happened, but he's on the Jeff Bennett side of the feed now. So
Oh, sure. He wanted to make you feel good, probably.
Well, whatever. Anyway, I don't really care. I'm over.
Well,
we
also have confirmation hearings going on.
Yeah.
I
Pam
think
Bondi's a star of the day the other day. So
and speaking of guys who lie and you can't trust anything they say, Shifty Shift up there,
Adam Shift,
grilling Pam. Is it Pam Bondi? Is that her name?
Yeah, Pam Bondi. Yeah, yep. The former.
So he's grilling her, and she gave him. Well, didn't you get censored for saying stuff just like this? And she gave him crappy. And that's the point. But California reelected this fool. Okay. Everybody laughs at the guy now. Everybody knows he's a freaking liar. And yet California still reelected the guy. Holy cow. I hope they learn their lesson.
You had Shifty Shift and 78-year-old Steve Garvey. So, I mean, it wasn't like they had a whole lot of choice. I mean,
no, I know.
That's the way our Republican Party is in California. They're all half-assed, got their head up their ass, and trying to get the power, but they don't have anybody that can do the job. So
Yeah.
the people that they're running are just like a joke. It's like nobody's ever heard of them. But the reality is, like my brother said, hopefully the stuff that's happening in California and LA County is going to make these people wake up and say, you know what? It's no longer voting for a person with a D behind their name. I need to have somebody in there that has the competence to do the freaking job, right? Somebody who can wade through all this malarkey of the diversity, equity, inclusion, and global warming, and the Greenpeace and all these other wacko nut jobs, and say, look, we have to do something about it. Like the conversation I was having with the environmentalist the other day. He was like, well, it used to be that they didn't touch the fires. If the fire came, they just let the fire go. I go, yeah, the problem is they don't. Not only do they not do controlled burns anymore, they try to put the fire out as quick as it can because they don't want a big forest fire. But that's how our forests have always managed themselves in California. You have a fire that goes through, it burns all the underbrush, all the seeds start popping and germinating new seeds and growing new growth, and new growth pops up on the clean ground that just got burned away. And most of the trees never would burn because there's so fires would go through so often there'd be not enough brush in the underbrush to burn the whole tree down. So but the forest management doesn't know what forest management is, as far as I'm concerned. But what do I know? I'm
Right,
just a
they
little
don't.
peon guy. So
Well, and and on top of the stuff we mentioned, the mayor of LA cut the fire budget by $17.5 million.
yeah, but that had no
which
effect.
yeah, just because I saw a person in Palisades today. They were talking about their home was burned down. They live 1 block from the fire station, and when the fire call went out, those guys were gone helping someone somewhere else because there wasn't enough firefighters where that other place they had to go and help the fire.
Right.
Because there was no people working overtime. They got rid of some firefighters too.
Yep.
So it's all and that woman, what was her name? The woman for the mayor of LA? Bass.
Karen Bass.
She is a DEI hire. They voted her in because there was another Democrat running against her who said he's not going to spend the money on the transgender bullshit. He's gonna give the firefighters more money. There's a third thing, and I don't remember what it was. And they voted against him for this fool. And the thing was, someone said the other day, it's fine that she's there when things are going good because she has the right face, she has the right pronouns, she does. But when things go bad, you don't want her in this position, okay? Right. Because she is terrible at it. She has no answers. The blank look on her face when she came back from New Guinea or Guiana, wherever the hell she was, when the reporter said, "Do you think you owe your people an apology for not being here when you?" She just stared into space. She looked like Joe Biden.
You realize where she was, right? You realize where she was. So
New Guinea or something like that.
No. When the guy's asking her these questions, she's at the bottom of the ramp to get off a plane. She's trying to get off of the plane ramp into the airport area, not going up the ramp into the public, right?
Right.
So she's doing everything she can to avoid the American public and avoid the LA citizens. And this guy catches her there. He starts grilling her, and she's like not saying a word because she can't say anything. She's got nothing to say. There's nothing that she
has no answer. She's not intelligent enough to be in this job.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Ghana. That's where she was.
It's just
after
sad,
she said she would not leave the country if she got the mayor's job. So there's a lie right there. 4 or 5 times she lied about that.
Yeah, but you should have never got that on video, so you should be able to use that against her because you should have never had it on video.
Yeah, that's right. Because I didn't tell you it was okay to video me. I wasn't ready to respond. And then they ask her, and then she has a press conference, and they ask her the same question. She goes, "I'm just looking to make our people safe now. There'll be plenty of time down the road." What? And down the road, she's not going to answer the questions either. Because there is no good answer. for those
Well,
questions for her.
She'll circle
because she
back to
effed
it.
it
She'll
up.
circle back to it. She'll circle back to it.
Yeah,
Circle
maybe.
back,
Yeah.
circle back Psaki.
Yeah.
So Oh, did you see that Jen
Circle back
Psaki was
Psaki,
interviewing Gavin Newsom about the the fires in California?
I did not see that. No. Did she ask him any tough questions?
Oh yeah, because Circleback Psaki is going to ask Gavin Newsom, a Democrat, tough questions about being the governor of California.
Well, I'm just wondering.
What flavor ice cream did you have today, Governor?
That's what I was going to say right there. What flavor ice cream did you have today? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
the best one though was when that woman ran up to him, and he's trying to get in his car. Governor Newsom, what are you going to do about this? Well, I'm on the phone with the president right now. Let me see. Well, I'm trying to get service. You see me walking around. So he lied to her right then. He was on the phone trying to get out of it. That freaking guy is a snake. He will lie about anything. And he usually has all these witty comebacks to make him seem like he's the guy. He has no witty comebacks for this. There are none because he messed it up.
Yeah. And he's done absolutely nothing to do anything to fix it, So, and then, the guy I was talking to, the environmentalist I was talking to, is like, well, what? There's no water shortage in California. And I'm like, dude, have you driven up to Central California at all? Who's on?
Wayne Thayer.
Oh, hey, Wayne. I'm like,
hello, Wayne.
Have you driven up through the central part of California at all lately? Said my wife and I have driven to Oregon several times, and there's huge signs, and there's dry, barren land that says the Sacramento won't allow the farmers to use water to water their crops, right? And that's in Central Coast. And I have a customer that used to be an avocado grower in San Diego, and they went up to Napa Valley area for some type of convention or whatever like that. And they got confronted by somebody up there. You can't have our effing water. You guys in Southern California don't deserve any of our water. You can't have any of our water. It's like, it's their water. It's not your water. It's the state of California's water. And if it helps the people in the Central Coast or Central Valley or Southern California,
it's the Earth's water.
Yeah. And then the whole thing about, we have this huge ocean out there. Well, we have a limited amount of resources and water. I saw an interview with Elon Musk the other day, and it was probably like a 2 or 3 year old interview, and it's I think it was the same guy that was trying to Don. I think it was Don Lemon, if I remember correctly. Anyway, he's like, well, don't you think that we should get have babies on Mars because we're running out of food and resources in the in the world? He goes, we're not running out of resources. We're not overpopulating.
No.
We're not even close. Yeah, but we're running out of water. He goes, we have more water on the surface of this planet than you do on Mars. He goes, we have a ton of water. Well,
it's 2/3 water our planet,
right? But then he talked about desalinization plants, right? And the guy's like, look, Elon's like, desalinization plants are cheap to make, right? They just don't want to make them, right? And then I thought, if you think about it, they're going to ask for billions of dollars for these people that have their homes, burnt down to the ground. And I think we need to help them. I think we need to put some stipulations on it. But I think one of the things that they ought to do is say, you know what, you need to build 5 desalinization plants on the coast of California. So that there's never any water resources, issues anywhere. Hey Beth, how's it going? You know what I mean? Santa Barbara's redoing Santa Barbara Goleta is redoing a desalinization plant that they have up there, right? You think they're going to share it with any of their neighbors? No. They're like, screw you. It's our water. It's like, wait a minute. Well, did you pay for that?
Right. Well, here's the thing too. Is about Trump said about he passed a bill to bring water down from Northern California to Southern California or wherever. But they want to save the smelt, and which is almost extinct anyways. They say so. They're not going to save them. And anyways, Newsom says that's not true. Well, here's what happened on the 5 the other day. Jesse Waters comes in. He's shooting this point out that they tried to do this. Newsom turned it down, says no, they're not going to do it. And then the girl Jessica, is that her name? She's like the Democrat on the panel.
Yeah.
She says,
I forgot
she
her
says,
last name.
that's not true. That's not true. He pulls out 2 papers that California suing the government because they don't want them to put the water things in. He hands them to her, and she just shut up and didn't say a word. She's like, that was it.
Facts matter.
Happy New Year to you too, Beth.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
Well, you can start saying it, Beth, and we'll start posting it. So there you go.
Yeah, you say it, we'll post it, and we'll talk about
We'll
it.
go. We'll go over. We'll re-go over stuff. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
So, anyways, now they're trying to confirm. Yeah, they're trying to confirm Trump's appointees. It looks like all of them are going to get through right now. There's no big problems. Like we said, we had the Democrats are being, but that's just that's what they happened. The Republicans did to the Democrats too when they brought them in. The one that I have had is the shifty shifts bullshit. He's such a liar, that guy. Anybody who believes a word he says just isn't paying attention. The guy will.
Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a good liar too. So.
Well, Bernie Sanders, I don't know. Bernie Sanders is a smart guy. He has policies I just don't like. But he's not dumb. I don't know if what did he ever lie about? I've never heard of him lying about something.
Well,
I've heard him say stuff I don't like.
He used to complain about all the millionaires, but then he's got a couple $100 million houses, so now he's complaining about the billionaires. He's just a fucking fraud, is what. Excuse my French. He's just a fraud.
Well, he is two-faced. There's no doubt about that. Because he's their fair share. That their fair share bullshit that started in the 90s, I think it was. I'm so sick of it. You know what? There's ways to make laws. Like I had a discussion with a guy on Facebook yesterday about the tariffs. He said something about the tariffs are just tax on the American people and blah blah blah. And I said, look, the tariffs. If the tariffs raise the price of something, so now it's cheaper to make it in America, the companies will bring it back to America and we will get jobs back in America.
Right.
And he called me a rocket scientist or something like that. And I'm just like, look, if we keep doing the same thing we're doing and expect a different outcome, that's insanity. We are losing jobs like you can't believe. We don't have the high-paying factory jobs we used to have. Now, we can make laws to bring those jobs back. And if we bring those jobs back, then the billionaires and millionaires are going to be paying those people more money than they're paying the Chinese sweatshops. So they're going to have to lose. They're going to have to. Their salary is going to go down. And like I said, I'll say it's till I'm blue in the face. If the tariffs work, yes, immediately the prices are going to go up a little bit. There's no doubt about that. They're going to go up. Supply and demand will bring them down. And I've said this many times. I just use what's his name? The guy on Facebook, Zuckerberg. Because I know he's worth like $175 billion. I said, let's just say all his stuff he made, he had to do it in the United States. And he had to pay more labor in the United States, and he doesn't have to, so he, can't outsource it. He'd still be worth probably, $100 billion. He could probably squeeze by on that, And then all that other money would go to people in the United States who are working for him. And this is my point. Businesses, these guys want to make 275% profit instead of making 150% profit or whatever.
Right.
And I say this all the time too. This first started with the steel back when in the 80s, I think it was, when Carter was president. I'm not blaming Carter because Democrats and Republicans are to blame for this. They let it happen, both of them. That's just, I know that's when it started happening because I read a book on it. And so these steel companies started buying their.
Hold on a second. You actually read a book?
I know. Write the date down.
Okay.
Write the date down.
What was the name of that book? I'm just wondering.
So they started buying their steel from China and they laid off all their workers. Do you think they passed that savings on to the consumer? I don't believe there was any time in our history where the price of an automobile came down or stayed level. What they did was they got the steel cheaper and they made more money. And what's going to happen if you reverse it? they're going to make less money. It won't happen immediately, but it will happen. That's my opinion for whatever it's worth. What Beth say? Forest floor control burns like Florida has done for years, keeps the damage minimal. Liberal policies cost lives and homes. Absolutely, Beth, and I hope they've learned. I don't know if that's enough to teach the Californians to get these fools out of office. But we will see. We will see.
I'm gonna say it probably isn't.
We agree.
It probably is not.
There's so much they could have done beforehand to minimize this damage. A lot better than it was. There's so many things, and we've been talking about metal poles, new wires, fire breaks in the woods.
Bury the wires underground.
Controlled burns. Yeah. Oh, wires underground. That was another one too. We have the technology to do that now, and they just don't do it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I don't know. But let's get these confirmed. Let's get the new. Let's get to the point where there is no more democracy, no more elections. What was the other one? Something else. I don't remember what it was. But we got to get to that point, and then we'll all be happy.
Well, all these people are gonna flood out to into Canada because they don't want to be around America with Trump being
good riddance.
So which I think is funny because Canada is probably going to become our 51st state, so that'll be great. You'll flee.
No, that's not
going to Canada, and then Canada will become the 51st state, so that'd be awesome. So
no, that's not going to happen. I'm almost positive of that won't happen. But hey, you never know. But I just don't think so. I was going to say something about I don't remember. Who knows? I'm a brain fart. That's what I do.
Brain fart. Yep.
Yeah, but let's get these people through. I love Pete Hegseth. I think he's going to do a good job, and they really don't like him, the Democrats, but I don't care. The woman, the lawyer there, where you're talking about
Pam Bondi. Did you see when they started talking about how
very intelligent?
How they're trying to put a division between her and Kash Patel, and Kash Patel hasn't even been up on the Hill yet. And one of the Republican senators says they must have run out of stuff to talk to you about because they're trying to bring up Kash Patel rather than talk about you. So I'd say you're doing a really good job, Pam. So
yes, exactly. Yes, Greenland might be next. Confirmed Pam Bondi. Beth says yes, and so they had Brett Baer had the Prime Minister of Greenland on the show tonight. They were talking about it, and I would just say that there is a possibility. They don't want it. There's only 58,000 people that live in Greenland, and Greenland is as big as North America.
Right.
Okay. There's only 58,000 people that live there.
They definitely want change, though, for sure. So.
Well, what they want is they want to be a Western ally. Always want to be a Western ally. They don't want to be American. They don't want to be Denmark people, whatever they call it, Danish.
Right, Denmark.
They don't want to be Danish. They don't want to be American. But he wants to be close to America for sure, and he wants to expand the base up there. Like I said, the base is a Space Force base. It'd be nice to put some, B-52s up there. That'd be a good place for them, probably. Get right to Russia or China real quick.
So I'm not really sure why that's the case, but
yeah. Well, we should. Hey, Uncle Jimmy, if you're still on, are they still in Bangor? I haven't heard anything on that in a while. If he's still on, I don't know. I don't think he is. I think he left.
See him on, but yeah, Wayne's on. Ask Wayne. He's up in the area. Wayne Thayer, dude.
Hey, Wayne, if you're on.
The B-52 still in Bangor International Airport, or what's going on up there? Do you know? My brother and I were talking about this.
They went up there when the drones were happening.
Yeah. Shifty Shift has been.
Yeah, Beth, I don't expect anything else from Shifty Shift. He's a liar right through and through. And like I said, and yet California keeps electing him. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You can't trust the guy. And what's going to say he's not going to lie about something you like someday down the road?
Wayne says
not here anymore, Wayne says. Okay. They were just there for the drones. They were going to bomb the drones.
There's something going on. Because, I mean, there's...
the drones are gone.
Putting a B-52 in the Bangor International Airport seems a little extreme. It's like, why are we suddenly putting B-52s? And, that would be like...
Well, they used to have them in upstate New York. at Plattsburgh
They
Air
used to
Force
have them
Base.
in Bangor,
They
Maine
closed that
too.
base.
So they used to have them in Bangor,
Yeah,
Maine too. So
Oh, did they really?
yeah,
Did
in
not
the
know that.
60s, 69, I guess was the last time that they were saying when. So Brenda
okay.
posted it, Uncle Jimmy's former wife or whatever.
Oh, Aunt Brenda.
She-
I love. I think Aunt Brenda was
she-
my. She was one of my favorites, for sure.
Yeah, she posted it.
They
I
come
think
in
she
now
was
and then. Wayne says.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought it was interesting that she had pictures of them, and I was like, well, that seems like the first I've ever heard of them. Why are they suddenly there in Bangor? They flying over to
Yeah.
Iraq or something? You're gonna bomb the hell out of Syria or what? Maybe they're gonna take over Lebanon and Damascus, not Damascus, whatever it is over there. The people that are fighting the Israelis over there in Israel.
The Gaza Strip.
Gaza Strip. Yeah, maybe they're gonna bomb the hell out of the Gaza Strip. Make sure there's no tunnels left in there.
That's pretty well bombed, I think, right now, though.
Yeah, Israel's been doing a pretty good job. So I think it's.
I actually made a post today. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I was gonna say, I remember about a month ago, I think I sent a post to my brother about it, where the U.S. was telling Israel that they couldn't bomb Iranian nuclear sites, right?
Nuclear facilities.
There's a place that Iran was not notified anybody as a nuclear facility, but Israel found out that it was, and they bombed the shit out of that thing. So it's like Israel didn't admit that Iran didn't admit that they have it, and Israel said, "Well, you didn't tell us we couldn't blow that up, so we blew it up." So hopefully that really deters their nuclear advantage, or their striving for nuclear advantage.
So I heard someone, I forget who it was, said something about the there was a guy. So they were Blinken was given a briefing, his final briefing.
Yeah.
And this guy interrupted him.
Johnny
and the guy's
Cash
yelling at him, and he's just yelling, "How do you feel about the genocide in Gaza?" And I'm like, there is no freaking genocide in Gaza. It's not even close.
Right.
One, the people in the genocide chose innocent people and killed them just because they were them. The second one, you have the enemy hiding behind innocent people, and there's no way to get to them without killing some innocent people. But we're going to try as hard as we can not to, but we know it's going to happen. Not even the same, not even close. So I posted today, anybody who says what's happening in Gaza is like the genocide, and again, their credibility's shot. You can't trust them.
Right.
They're done.
Yeah.
So not even close to the same. I mean, not even in the ballpark.
Not even
But
in the same hemisphere. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta get Pete Hegseth confirmed. We get Pam Bondi confirmed. The guy that ran for governor in New York State, he's got a place. Lee Zeldin. He's going to be something in Trump's administration. Yeah.
I think environmentalist. Environmentalist.
Environmentalist. Yeah.
EPA.
I haven't seen him. Yes, I think that's right. I haven't seen him do RFK Jr. yet, though.
RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, or Kash Patel. Those are the ones I'm looking forward to. So.
None of them been done yet. Yeah.
Kash Patel is going to bring some serious change to the FBI. It's going to be great. So
yeah,
Pete Hegseth.
And what's the guy's name for
what?
The guy for the Homeland Security.
Tom Holmes? Tom Holmes? Is that his name?
He's a big guy. He's not gonna take no shit either.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get grilled too. That'd be funny.
Well, the AOC tried to grill him a couple of years ago. And she was like,
"Oh yeah,
why are you separating families?" He goes, "I'm not separating families. I'm charging a person with a crime, and it's just like if I was at had a DUI and I had my kids in the car, they would take my kids away from me. They wouldn't put the kids in jail with me.
Right.
It would put us in the same prison.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
Well, these people aren't committing a crime. They're asylees. No, they are committing a crime because they're
The
not going
very
to a,
first thing
border
they
crossing.
did in this country was a crime.
Yeah, because they're not showing up at a border crossing to claim asylum. They're just crossing the border, getting in here illegally. And I will say this: was just like in your face. So
I will say this: our immigration policy does need to be revamped. I think we need to allow more to come in. I think it needs to be streamlined so it doesn't take 2 years. I mean, we can send frickin' money to have butterflies studied on cocaine and their sex habits. We can stop that and give the money to the border and figure out how to get more people in legally so that we can vet them all, so we don't have these people coming in killing Lincoln Riley and the other people that's happened to. And that guy you were talking about too, the other day, someone asked him about deportation, and they said, "Well, are you gonna split up families?" He goes, "No, the whole family can go if they want to."
That's so great.
It's up to them.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's up to them. They don't have to stay if they don't want to. They can go back with their family. And I don't know that there's a perfectly humane way to do everything that they need to get done, but they need to start, right? Enforce the current existing laws, shut down the border, send these people back, tell them to go to the back of the line, and don't allow them to stay, right? And then you can start processing people the way that you really want to process them.
Yep. Then we have Doge.
Yep.
You're right. Doge is supposed to cut spending.
Department of Government.
And then what's Beth say here? I have a bottle of Trump wine from our visit to Trump Winery, saved for I can't say that word. Inauguration Day. There we go. I was saying that earlier. I was talking to Dulcie, and I was saying that earlier. I saying that. Go blah 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 blah.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it happens.
We all should have a shot and a beer or a glass of wine on Inauguration Day. Did I say it right that time? Almost.
Inauguration Day. Yeah, you were close.
Inauguration Day. There we go.
Yeah,
because we got to do that because it's the end of our democracy as we know it. There'll be no more elections. Yeah. It's all done. So,
it's over.
Oh, and the oligarchies. That's the oligarchies was the other. So, taking
Yeah.
I'm pretty worried about that stuff. You can tell.
George Soros apparently doesn't file under the oligarchy. Who was it was it Pam Bondi that brought that up when the oligarchies were coming in? And she said, "Oh, you mean like President Biden gave a Medal of Freedom to George Soros, the oligarch?" I'm like,
yes,
you just can't make this stuff up. It's so funny when they get called out on national news. It's great. So and then
the thing is, they won't get called on it only in a setting like this because the newspapers are never going to call them out.
Right.
So,
well, when Pocahontas, what's her name again?
Liz. No, not Liz. New Hampshire girl there. Yeah. Pocahontas.
Anyway, when she was grilling Pete Hegseth, she's like, "Well, do you think that generals should not be allowed to go into into the government offices, the Department of Defense offices like that?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, will you say now that you won't go as into the Department of Defense?" He goes, "I can't say that. I'm not a general." And she was like, "What?" Elizabeth Warren, yes. Yeah. Dulcie Bennett, Elizabeth Warren, yes. I said Pocahontas, but it is Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, so Elizabeth Warren was called out to her face, and she had no response at all. It was great. So,
right.
Will you say that you won't, as a general, go back into the private sector? He's like, "No, I can't say that. I'm not a general."
Here's the thing too, is these people, they have all these witty things that they say.
Right.
When you combat that with the common sense truth they have nothing to say. They hate the
Right.
common sense truth. They hate it
Yeah.
because it's like, what? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The
How
thing
come
is,
my
like I
how
said,
come
you
my
don't get
aide
to.
didn't write that on the questionnaire to say that in the questionnaire? How come my aide didn't write that? You know, because I'm too stupid to think.
Yeah,
of it
exactly.
myself. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is, like I said, other than this scenario, they're never going to get those. They're never going to get, like in a conference, someone say that to them. Well, don't you know that Pete Hegseth is not a general, so he can't do it? Because no one's
Right.
going to say that to them because
Right.
our papers, our news people do not do their jobs. They're terrible
Right.
at their job.
Yeah.
So
And
there's no
neither do any of their
investigation
staff
stuff
members
going on.
apparently. So
Yeah. So, but
I
they
like
just
the
think
one
they can
where,
say whatever they want and get away with it.
right. I like the one where Pam Bonnie's getting grilled by a senator. She goes, "Well, you know, Senator, you're the only senator that refused to meet with me before this meeting. So if we'd had a meeting before
Yes.
the meeting, I'm asking you those questions now." She goes, "Well, you know, we could have answered all these questions beforehand. I want them under oath. Blah blah blah." It's like you're just an idiot. That's all you are. That's all you are. You're just admitting that you're an idiot right to national media. You know, to the American
Yes.
people. Look at me. I'm an idiot. You know, I'm the only one that
Yeah.
decided not to see, meet with Pam Bondi before she became, came before the House of the what's the word I'm looking for congressional hearing to be, try to be tested to see whether or not she's worthy of being the pick, the Attorney General for the United States of America. So yeah,
Right.
So it's just
And
it's
then
just sad.
and they keep asking her about, well, if you're told to go after somebody because of who they are and not blah blah blah. Well, isn't that what you freaking people just did?
Yeah, she actually
The,
called
the
him out
one
on
the
that.
one from New York. Yeah. Tim Crowley is watching. Hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Good to see you on here. We're getting towards the end, but good to see you on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like that one prosecutor from New York ran on when she ran to get elected, she said, I am going to go get Trump and do something to, I forget what she said.
I'm gonna find a crime.
But she's going to
I'll find a
basically
crime.
charge Trump with something. Yeah. Yeah. And
Charge-
that's what they do. They
charge
find a
them and
crime
find a
and
crime.
make it fit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then that's what they're asking.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go after people and then see if you can find a crime later? Oh, you mean like you guys have been doing for the last 4 years? No, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
But if they commit,
And, you know,
a
the thing
crime,
is,
then yeah,
I conflict with the answer on that. The Democrats are so blatant about doing it and then saying they weren't doing it. I almost want the Republicans to do it back to them, but I know that's not the right thing to do. I didn't
Right.
like it when the Democrats did it, but I almost think that if you don't do it, then you're saying it was okay that they did do it. I don't
yeah, pretty
know,
much.
but
Yeah.
so I'm conflicted there. I don't know which way they should go, but it is what it is.
Hey, I think if they have an investigation into
Vicky
it,
Patterson
find out the people
there is watching. Hello, Vicky.
Hey, Vicky. Hello. But I mean, I think if you have evidence to prove that they did something wrong, shouldn't they be at least tried? You don't want to try them in public opinion. Oh, these guys, Adam Schiff was lying to everybody when they came out of these meetings, and they found out afterwards. Rather than that, they just said, okay, let's release the evidence. Oh, looks like here's the evidence, and there's no evidence that, like Adam Schiff was saying, that Donald Trump was committing a crime. So
Right.
And then what do you do?
Well, look at Hillary Clinton. She paid for a dossier to be made up, and she didn't do it. Nothing ever happened to her.
Yeah. So yeah.
And nobody even argues that she did it. It's not like someone said, "Oh no, she didn't do it." No, everybody knows she did it, and
Yeah,
yet
we
nothing
can
happened to her.
You
Innocent
can
until
always bring
proven
up the
guilty.
Hunter Biden laptop, because there's 50
And
plus
then there's that.
security personnel that signed a statement saying it was Russian disinformation. And
Well,
Kash
actually,
Patel
what they
says
said was it has all the
earmarks
earmarks of Russian disinformation.
Yeah. Kash Patel said that all 50 of
So
those
they
people that signed that order should lose their security clearance immediately. And I hope they do. because they're making money off their security clearance, and they basically lied to the American public to basically let Joe Biden get elected, and nobody find out anything about Hunter Biden. I mean, and they had the laptop in.
Well, their defense is going to be, we didn't say it was Russian information. We said it had all the earmarks of Russian.
Yeah, you lied.
That's going to be their defense.
Even that's a lie.
Well, no, they knew it could be.
It couldn't be when they have.
But I'm just saying, I'm not agreeing with them. I'm just saying that's going to be their defense.
Right? But that's like saying, I know you caught me burning down the building, but I really wasn't the guy burning down the building. It looked like
it's not the same. Russian, but like I said, I just don't know what the proof
evidence in their hand. They had the document. They had the laptop in their hands. They knew it was Hunter Biden's laptop. They knew everything that they were saying about it that was on it is true, right?
No, not those 50 people did.
Yes, they did. They did know that. They were
no, I don't think they did.
Cover up. They did.
No, they made the statement. I don't think they had the actual. They didn't have the copy of the laptop in their hands. Those 50 people. I don't think that. And like I said, I just don't know what the burden of proof is going to be there. And if they did have it in their hands and they said that, then yes, you're right. They absolutely did lie. Okay. But I don't know the whole story there. So I don't know. And like I said, I don't know what the burden of proof would be. If they could get away with saying, well, I never said it was Russian information, said all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, And I mean, there's just a slight difference in that, but is it enough to get them off? I don't know.
Well, the problem is, they gotta try to find out, and I think they should.
And Best May says Biden isn't done with his pardons. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
he's got some more rapists and child molesters he needs to get out for sure.
Yeah, including his son. But he got his son pretty much covered, right? Any other crimes that he may have committed?
Yeah, he's good.
Hey,
He should. He should have pardoned him for anything he's gonna commit too.
Yeah.
Hey, Kathy, how you doing?
She must be heading home. She's already home. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting 3 or 4 days for sure. So we got today is Thursday. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday this is a swearing in and inauguration day. So we'll see how that goes. Like my brother said, it's going to be the end of.
Well, like I said, it's the end of our democracy. So
no more elections in the United States of America. Because that's the way.
I was going to run, but now I might as well not even think about it because there's going to be no more elections. So
well, no reason to run anymore. Trump's going to be the president in perpetuity. So how do you like that word? Throw that one out there for you.
Yeah, he's going to be president forever.
Yep, indeed.
Yep. I'll tell you what. If he tries to go more than 4 years, I will help people overthrow him. I will be with people to overthrow him. If he tries to go more than 4 years.
There's no reason. It's like an asinine.
No, I understand.
There's no reason for him to do it. He knows.
No, what I'm saying is. Well, what I'm saying is these people think he's going to try to keep going, and I agree with you. There's no way it's going to happen. But if it did, I would be behind the people trying to throw him out. I absolutely would. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I've heard some Republicans. I think our favorite guy from North Carolina. What's his name?
Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham. Yeah. I heard him or somebody else say, well, they can change the Constitution so he can run another term. And I'm like, are you serious?
I heard that too.
That's a statement you want to make? Like, where's your head? What planet are you living on right now?
If they do that, they're absolutely doing exactly what these people said they would do when he said, no, I'm not going to do that. That just, no, I would not back that at all. Like I said, we want to put term limits on everybody. We don't want to make people be able to stay longer. We want everybody to have term.
Right.
We don't want to go the other direction for sure.
And we're not the ones that want to stack the Supreme Court and all this other stuff,
Right. Oh, yeah, that was the thing Biden said in his speech the other night. Oh, we need to put term limits on the Supreme Court, blah, blah, blah. That was my Joe Biden double Johnny Cash. Just saying.
Johnny Cash making another appearance here tonight on the Rick and Jeff Unfiltered.
Oh, did I do that? I'm sorry.
Welcome, Johnny. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was a double, Johnny. By the way.
All right, brother. Probably
Johnny
time to
was a
go.
double, so. All right. Well, it was great chatting with you. Great, talking to the people out there. Hopefully, you guys
Good show.
enjoyed it. Good show. Very good show. Really big shoe. We got 4 or 5 visitors today. Really big shoe. So I don't hear any music. My brother's usually playing music, so it went deadly silent. So my brother's music's not working.
Can you hear the
It's
music?
great. Nope, not at all.
Can you hear the
Got
music?
no audio. Nope. There it is. Now it's blasting away.
There we go.
Good night, dear ladies and gentlemen. Time to go.
God bless everybody.
You should like to do a number with me. Would you like to? Would you like to? Good night, ladies and gentlemen. God bless America. God bless the U.S. God bless our firefighters. And God bless our first responders. Yes.
God bless you. God bless President Trump.
Yes. Woohoo! All right. God bless everyone. God bless you.